The meeting hasn't started yet. I'm just going to the camera room so you can see the crowd. That's the media.
I love it. Shoot right back at him. Stay in the room only. You make sure he gets that one.
This will be up on
Cicero Democrat. You're right.
Cicero Democrat. Please join the town board for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin our meeting, I wish to point out the exits located in the front of the rear of the room. In the event of an emergency, I ask that you orderly proceed to the nearest exit. The Cicero Town Board acknowledges the importance of full public participation at all public hearings, which this is not. This is a public meeting, and therefore urges all who wish to address those in attendance to utilize the microphones that would have been located in front of the room. I'll make a motion that all actions taken today are type 2 or unlisted actions that have a negative impact on the environment unless otherwise determined.
Second.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki.
Yes.
Mr. Rybak.
Yes.
Mr. Coral.
Yes.
Mr. Dzinski.
Yes. I've called this special meeting so this board can address the concerns of our residents, which are shared by many of us with regard to the proposed 2008-2009 tax assessment roll for the town. Reassessment of homes is always an issue that people have very strong feelings about. Reassessment results in very real impacts to the pocketbooks of our property owners, and in these times of economic upheaval, we are ever mindful of our duty to ensure that we assess and impose taxes in a fair manner for all. Let me be very clear. The assessment is not the town board function. It is done by the town assessor, who is an independent party solely responsible for the creation of the assessment roll. That roll should be created based upon application of equitable standards and consistently applied to each parcel of land within the town, fairly imposed on a reasonable basis. After a preliminary review of the tentative roll for the 2008-09 fiscal year, and after discussion with a number of concerned residents, it is apparent to me and others on this board that there are errors and defects in this tentative roll that make it necessary to set it aside at this time. Accordingly, I will make a motion that the 2008-09 tentative roll be set aside, and that the town instead impose the 2007-08 roll in its place, and instead with due consideration taken for those parcels that have been improved since the creation of that roll. For example, expansions and new constructions or additions. In addition, I will make a motion that we assemble a panel to consider the proper course of action that this town should take with regards to reassessment of property, not just along Lake Shore, but throughout the town as a whole. I'll make a motion that the town board requests and recommends that the assessor not accept the pending reevaluation that has been generated by her office on behalf of the town of Cicero. And further, we request that the assessor generate an equitable assessment roll for the 2008-2009 fiscal year not later than July 1st, 2008, utilizing and considering the values set forth in the 2007-2008 assessment roll, incorporating and including any and all physical alterations or improvements to structures and parcels within the boundaries of the town of Cicero, and incorporating into this said roll all applicable special district charges in accordance with the obligations and authority entrusted to her as the assessor of the town of Cicero. And that's in the form of a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki.
Yes.
Mr. Rybak.
Yes.
Mr. Coral.
Yes.
Mr. Dzinski.
Yes. And I also make a motion that the Cicero Town Board assemble a panel to review the property values and assessments in the town and recommend a sound, reasonable course of action to be taken by the town to respect to future assessments, and that's in the form of a motion.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Ms. Tarwacki?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Corral?
Yes.
Mr. Jazinski?
Yes. Being no further business, meeting adjourned.